Brno, the city in the Czech Republic and the center of excellent scientific research. About 70 kilometers from Brno, in an industrial zone near Buchlovice, we find the premises of BD Sensors. BD Sensors has not only an almost 30-year history, but also is home to the world's leading pressure measurement technology. Now their products are heading straight into space. We started in 1993 with the idea that we would only focus on pressure measurement. That was true until 2013. Then we became involved in a project that was heading into space. We thought that would be interesting for us for the sake of prestige, so we started working on that. Since we had no experience in that respect, we teamed up with s.r.o in Brno to get so-called space heritage. In 2017, we merged and founded the Space BD Sensors division, where we focus on electronics for any field connected with space. At the same time, we need to sell pressure gauges for use in space. For this reason, the BDSAT project was created in 2019. We are now finalizing the project, and it will take off with Elon Musk's Falcon 9 rocket in April. BDSAT is a nanosatellite for verifying experimental orbital sensor systems. It is a project whose goal is to design and produce CubeSat in the size of 1 unit. This project has been supported by the Ministry of Industry and Trade under the TRIO program. The co-investigator of the project is the Brno University of Technology, which is involved in the development of the satellite and will also be the base station for communication with the satellite, its command and data download. Once all pre-launch tests are completed, the satellite will be integrated into the deployer at the selected launch provider. BDSAT will be carried to Earth orbit by SpaceX's Falcon 9 rocket in April 2022. This project has been underway since 2019 and altogether involves about 20 people. Two main experiments have been integrated in the satellite. The first is the pressure gauge experiment. This includes a set of pressure gauges from the BD Sensors portfolio. 2 of them are purely analog. The third type of sensor has a microprocessor, so we call it a smart pressure sensor. We have solved the problem of measuring pressure in space by using a closed chamber with a constant volume, a so-called isochoric process, in which the change in pressure is directly proportional to the change of temperature. As the satellite orbits the Earth, the Sun heats it up, and the pressure will increase. In the shade, on the other hand, the temperature will drop, and so will the pressure inside. What will be interesting for us is how the experiment will measure pressure in a repeated and sustainable way over the long term. The second experiment is a supercapacitor bank. This includes supercapacitors that have been tested over the long term in previous projects. This bank can replace battery power systems in future missions. The advantage of this solution is that a much greater amount of energy can be stored per unit weight. Furthermore, a large amount of energy is delivered in a short time. Both experiments are doubled in the satellite, so it will be possible to compare the properties of 2 identical solutions within the same satellite.
Já bych se rád podíval na naši firmní kosmickou misi BDSAT.
I would like to look at our company's space mission, BDSAT, from a marketing and business perspective. To break through into the space technology market is not easy, and not every company that is eager to do so succeeds. The space technology market is extremely technically demanding and very conservative. This is because one of the first questions a customer asks in every business deal is, what space heritage do you have? That is, what products, activities, and projects have you already successfully operated in space? If the company cannot answer in the affirmative, the chances of winning a contract in the space program are slim. I'm very proud that our company BD Sensors can answer this question in the positive, and therefore we have a very high chance of signing new contracts. Over the last 20 years, we have had a number of projects and products that have been working successfully in space. The BDSAT mission is named after our company and is unique in a number of ways. From a business point of view, I would like to mention in particular the fact that this project has been implemented with our company as a private entity. It is not an extraordinary consortium of many scientific institutions. During this mission, we will want to demonstrate to our customers and also to ourselves that our pressure sensors are of such high quality that they are able to perform their function successfully, not only in terrestrial applications, but also in the demanding conditions of space. This means coping with huge doses of radiation, extreme thermal shocks, and also surviving a rocket launch where they will face huge vibration and shock effects. From a commercial point of view, I would like to point to the extraordinary success in the tender that our company won and was awarded a huge contract for supply, developing and producing pressure sensors for space applications. This is the iHub mission, where our sensors should succeed in the applications of a habitable module that is to be part of an international station that is due to start orbiting the Moon in a few years. The idea that a Czech company is able to deliver technologies that are recognized by the global community in this demanding market is, of course, pleasing to us. We are looking forward to the moment when pressure sensors from BD Sensors will orbit the Moon and support such a mission as iHub. The design, manufacture and testing of equipment for the space program is the joint endeavor of several entities, one of which is s.r.o BUT, located on the large premises of the Brno University of Technology. Let me welcome you to s.r.o, the Central European Institute of Technology, which is an institute of the Brno University of Technology. As far as the cooperation with BD Sensors is concerned, in my particular case, it is a history that goes back to 1980, when I co-founded the Department of Microelectronics at the Faculty of Electrical Engineering. One of the first graduates was Karel Mareček, who soon after graduation became self-employed and founded the company BD Sensors, which has been a great industrial partner for us, both in direct research cooperation as part of economic contracts and in common projects funded, for example, by the Ministry of Industry and Trade.
Například Ministerstvem průmyslu a obchodu.
Tady se nacházíme v laboratoři.
Here we are in the Experimental Satellite Laboratory, which is part of the Department of Radio Electronics. Here, we are building parts for experimental satellites. We also have a telemetry and command station here, where we collect telemetry from satellites and also command those satellites. As part of the projects here, we managed 2 American satellites for which we developed payload. Then we command the GRB Alpha satellite here, which is very similar to the BDSAT, so we consider this as training. The BDSAT satellite is a CubeSat of about 1 kilogram. The main payload is being built by BD Sensors. It consists of 2 experiments. First, it will test supercapacitors to serve as a power source. Secondly, there are pressure sensors that will be tested in space conditions to gain a space-qualified certificate, which means they are able to operate in a space environment. The mission will last for at least 2 years, depending on how well the satellite can be kept alive. As the primary photovoltaic cells in orbit are aging, the available power on the satellite is gradually decreasing. Its orbit is also decreasing. The satellite will be controlled by radio signals in the VHF and UHF bands, with the satellite collecting telemetry data even when it is not in contact with us, storing it in the onboard computer, and then, when we have the satellite in range, we will download the data on radio frequencies.
Na těch rádiových frekvencích.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mission and liftoff with transporter 4. Pitching downrange.
The Falcon 9 rocket of the American company SpaceX is just being launched. Congratulations to the company BD Sensors.